What's up guys, the Popular Eagle is back in the nest and welcome back to another Stormbound video. So in today's video, it's going to be a strategy guide on how to best utilize the Swarm of the East faction. So, I'm going to be showing you guys my deck and exactly how I use it and some other decks that you might be able to use with the Swarm of the East and how to utilize them most effectively. So let's just get right into it. Alright, so here is my deck. So I've got Gifted Recruits, Shady Ghoul, Broken Truce, Mischiefs, Moonlit Aerie, Potion of Growth, Swarm Callers, Westwind Sailors, Siege Breakers, Dread Fawns, Herald's Hymn, and Needle Blast. So one thing that you'll notice with my deck is that I have no cards above 5 mana. And so you might be wondering why I would do this, especially in a later game when you actually have the capacity to use multiple cards over 5. But the main reason for this is so that I can use basically all the cards in my hand on any given turn, really. So I'm never really hard pressed for mana, and I can place all the cards I want to when I need to. So this deck is mainly a chip deck, and if you don't know what that means, it does slow damage to the enemy base. So the key components to that chip deck come in Needle Blast, so deal 4 damage to 4 damage spread randomly among enemies. This is actually one of the only spells, or the only spell I think, that can actually deal damage to the enemy base directly. So we're going to be using that a lot. And then something else, we got Mischiefs. On play, deal 1 damage to the enemy base. Obviously that will just deal 1 damage. So we just try to cycle through our cards and deal chip damage when we can. So now that you guys know what it's supposed to do, let's see if it actually works out like that. Alright, so we found a match. Oh, by the way, before I start this, if anybody in the comments knows how you get 11 health on your base, I've seen people with 11 health, and I'm not exactly sure how it works. So as you can see, this guy right here, player 3842, has got 11 health, but I have no idea how to get there. So if anybody knows in the comments, please be sure to let me know. So thank you for that. Alright, so it's our turn. We have 4 mana. We don't have any combinations where we could use all of it, so we're just going to spawn our Mischiefs and start out the chip damage early. So see, now their base is even with ours, and we are actually 1 troop behind right now on the field, but that's okay, we can easily catch up. We got Dread Fawns in our hand and also Swarm Callers, so we should be okay, I'm not worried. So we got rid of those guys. We're actually going to replace Swarm Callers, and we actually got what we needed. So we had Gifted Recruits, spawned them down, and we are now 2 troops ahead on the board, even strength bases. So this is actually going pretty well for us. Okay, so right about now, they spawned a Shady Ghoul. If they don't spawn any other troops, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to spawn a Needle Blast, and then we'll end up doing a good amount of damage to their base because they don't actually have any other troops on the field. So the Needle Blast will end up doing 3 damage to their base. And that's basically free damage, not much they can get off of it with a Shady Ghoul. So we're just going to go ahead and drop that bomb right there. So it'll do 1 damage to the Shady Ghoul, 3 damage to their base. So see, we are now actually up 3, and while they do have 2 enemies on the field, it's nothing we can't handle, because we still have our Dread Fawns, as I mentioned earlier, which allow us to place several units of 2, so that will be a multi-purpose blocking tool if we need to use it. I think what we're gonna do, if he doesn't do anything else, we're gonna spawn Mischiefs to take out these dudes, and then we'll end up getting another 1-up on their base, because Mischiefs, as we said earlier, do a little bit of 1 chip damage on their base, so that should end up giving us a good upper hand. So he just did something which made sense, but okay, our plan could be ruined if the personal servers. Okay, perfect. Personal servers did not heal these heroic soldiers, so what we're gonna do, we have 8. This is actually a little bit of a predicament. So what we can do, we could use Broken Truce on these Westwind Sailors. I think we're gonna keep our Mischiefs. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna replace Dread Fawns. I know that might seem a little bit ridiculous right now, but we actually got Westwind Sailors. So we can spawn a couple of troops. I'm just trying to think about what the right course of action would be. So if we... oh shit, we're running out of time. Okay, I'm gonna spawn Needle Blast and then also Mischiefs. That's my first. Alright. That may... Okay, so I think that might have been the best thing we could have done. Maybe not, but it's too late now. We took 3 damage. We are still up ahead by 1 on their base, so I'm quite pleased with that. We also have another Needle Blast, so if they spawn something, then we can take it out, perhaps with Broken Truce. Oh, this is... Hopefully he doesn't spawn a North Sea Dog. Oh, dang it, he spawned a North Sea Dog. How did I know what he was going to do? Okay, so what we're going to do, we cannot do the combo that I have in mind. So we're going to have to adapt a little bit. So, these Veterans of War, there is absolutely no chance we can take them out. So I'm gonna do this, Broken Truce. Obviously, not the best. We're still going to deal 3 damage to their base, though, with this Needle Blast. So... 3 to 4. We have a Shady Ghoul up here. He has a Shady Ghoul down there. And we'll just have to see what happens, because if he goes after our Shady Ghoul, we'll spawn... Oh, Joust Champions. Okay, he's getting... Oh, no! He got us. Okay. Well played to you, sir. Player numbers that I can't remember. And we took a fat L. Alright, we've got another match. Hopefully it's not against another guy who totally plays us, like that last guy did. We'll be going second. We have a Needle Blast in our hand, Dreadfawns, Swarm, Collars, and Broken Truce. Okay, so we can't spawn anything right now. We'll replace Dreadfawns, and also get something, or get nothing we can spawn. We'll just have to place our Swarm Collars, and set them ahead, so we get... an expanded front line, so that will give us the advantage over our enemy. We have an extra 7 spots we can put stuff. They spawn Cabin Girls, takes up all of their all their mana, so we have free reign over what to do next. However, I'm not sure what I want to do next. Okay, so what we've got going now is the Cabin Girls versus the Swarm Collars. They will cancel out if he doesn't get assistance. They spawned Rimelings, so we know they have a winter deck. Fell Flares. Oh shoot, those will soften up our guys a little bit. So those Cabin Girls are still alive, which is very unfortunate. But actually, there is no but. It's just very unfortunate. Alright, so they have a total of 7 strength in units on the board right now. There are a couple ways we can even this out. So I could spawn Dreadfawns, which would block this guy, the Frost Hexer, and the Wisp Clouds, but then the Cabin Girls would still be alive. I think that's something I'll do. So if you can strategically place them so that they actually are forced to spawn their friendly satyrs on the lines next to them instead of ahead or behind. So you just have to be careful of that when placing Dreadfawns. Oh, he spawned a Hearth. We are going to want to get rid of that as soon as possible. If you don't know what Hearth does, they're extremely dangerous. Basically, the entire thing of what they do, they give force. Here, I'll just show you. So at the start of your turn, give 3 strength to another friendly unit or structure. So they can randomly choose any friendly unit and just give it extra strength. So what I think we're gonna do, we're gonna use Herald's Hymn, push these. Excuse me. We're gonna use Herald's Hymn, push these guys forward. Their Cabin Girls are going to move up 1, but he is unable to support them. Oh shoot. I just played myself a little bit. We have our Gifted Recruits and Westwind Sailors. So we have no shortage of troops that we can use to defeat these Cabin Girls, even if he does something like a Potion of Growth on it. Which I am slightly worried about. Okay, he spawned a Frozen Core. He's stocking up on buildings. We're going to have to figure out a way to get to those buildings. This is another time that Needle Blast comes very handy. But maybe not right now. So, we're going to spawn... I'm trying to think. Westwind Sailors plus Gifted Recruits is 5. And then we couldn't use Needle Blast. So, alright, I'll do it anyways. So we got Westwind Sailors, Gifted Recruits, and our Gifted Recruits will end up dying if that happens, or the Hearth happens. But we are going to spawn a Shady Ghoul and just push up. So Shady Ghoul will end up dying and attack the Hearth. And then we have a Satyr Warrior right up here. So on our turn, depending on what we do, it's going to be a reactionary, obviously. We're going to have to figure out a way to probably push our front line forward. Because right now, he's pretty thin spread. Oh, what the heck do these guys do? Unplayed, deal 7 damage to a random. Spread randomly among boarding. Oh my gosh, those are excellent. Okay, this is not going well for us. I'm just gonna come out and say it right now. What we're gonna do, we're gonna spawn Broken Truce right here. Then we're gonna try out Moonlit Aerie. We don't have enough time to really place that. Then I'm gonna Needle Blast this. Please hit the heart. Ah, no, that's the problem with randomly shooting things. Hearth has just given strength to the Frozen Core, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work out for him. What we're gonna have to do, okay, we're gonna spawn Mischiefs there. They'll break even on the Fell Flares, basically destroy themselves. We're gonna spawn Gifted Recruits to take out those Wisp Clouds. Then we're going to, gosh darn, because I know that if I let it go, he'll either buff up the Frozen Core or he'll buff up the Frost Textures, and that's plus 3 strength. So the predicament here is, do I want to replace my Potion of Growth or replace Siege Breakers? Because Siege Breakers could definitely come in handy when they're trying to kill the Frozen Core later on. So I'm going to replace Potion of Growth, spawn Westwind Sailors, so I just completely take out those guys. Now we have Siege Breakers, we got Mischiefs once again, which is pretty surprising. Also, we definitely need to get rid of that Frozen Core. It has way too much health right now. It's got a total of 9, which is pretty ridiculous. So, what we gotta do, we need to push forward. We're gonna have, okay, so, he's actually put in an okay situation for us. So basically what we're doing, we're actually limiting the amount of places they can spawn stuff at. Alright, so that Frozen Core is just hanging out. I can't, at this point I really can't kill it. It has 12 strength, that's way too much for me. But what I can do is completely leave it alone, so they can no longer place stuff on that side of the map. So what they've actually done by creating this humongous strength Frozen Core is now I actually what they've done is that they can't place anything there, so I'm actually alright with that. Okay guys, we're actually coming back slightly. We've got, alright, that Frozen Core just has so much health. It's got 14 strength now, that's insane. We can actually do a combination with our Swarm Callers here if we have something that moves 0. So we just spawned Blue Sail Raiders, our Swarm Breakers, and now we're going to spawn our Swarm Callers in the middle of all of them, and they're actually going to get buffed up to a +8 status. So we should be able to take out some of their enemy troops with this. Okay, so we've got our 9 Swarm Callers, 1 Satyr Warriors, 3 Westwind Sailors, 4 Siege Breakers. They just want Joust Champions, so they're actually going to cut in the middle and really take out some of our dudes. But it's okay. We still have enough strength left in order to really weaken these crazy bombers. So the Hearth is going to buff up the Frozen Core even more to a staggering 15 health. Now, that is insane. I don't know if you guys have seen anything like that. But, oh my gosh, he's going to take out our Moonlit Aerie. Wow. Boo. Everybody boo this guy. Player 8492. It's a nice name, by the way. No, this is not going to happen. We cannot allow another Frozen Core to achieve this much health. Okay. We're going to put Moonlit Aerie in there. And we're going to spawn... Actually, no. We're going to try out Siege Breakers. Spawn Dreadfawns. So, if our Moonlit Aerie survives this next turn, he'll actually give a buff to several Satyrs, which we have. So this guy's just getting a ridiculous amount of mana. Also, that Frozen Core is at 18 health right now. Okay, so he just spawned Wisp Clouds, which are a little bit of a waste. I don't know if he had Midwinter Chaos or not. But you know, whatever. He does what he does. Now his timer is actually running out. I'm guessing he doesn't have an ideal hand. Okay, so he spawned his crazy bombers. All of our Satyrs are gonna die, which really sucks. But hopefully he ends his turn soon, because I don't think... Oh my gosh, another Hearth! This guy is going crazy with the Hearths. Alright, our Moonlit Aerie is actually gonna buff up our guys, which is gonna be extremely helpful. What can we do about these crazy bombers? There's so many of them. Now I'm going to use... So, here's what I'm going to do. This is going to really get him in a twist. So I'm going to have Potion of Growth, these guys, my Swarm Callers. Now I'm going to use Herald's Hymn over here. They push towards the Hearth and the Frozen Core, end up killing them both in the process. Now we have a guy at the foot of his Hearth, and we have a guy at the foot of the other Frozen Core, which is not going anywhere, as we all know. Our one guy up here, our Dreadfawn, is going to end up killing their Hearth, which will severely limit the ability to buff up their guys, which is excellent. That Frozen Core is still just too strong. We can't get rid of it. I've kind of come to that fact. Alright, so he's used his Fel Flares to kill our... Oh, shoot, he's got Chillbeards. Is this it? This might be it for us, guys, unfortunately. Okay, we survived for now, but barely. Frost Texters. Wow, he's spawning a ton of stuff. Okay, we are... Wait. Okay, I'm trying to think. Can the Shady Ghoul attack the base? No, he cannot. So I'm trying to think if there's a way that we can one-shot him. Okay, so if we spawn Mischiefs, take out that. Okay, let's do that. That's the first step. He's got 1 extra base damage. He's got 3 health. Then if we spawn Shady Ghoul will attack directly. We win. Watch this, guys. So we got Shady Ghoul. He attacks. Spawns an extra Satyr on this line. We use Herald's Hymn. And guess what? We take him out. Oh, yes! That is the key essence of the Swarm deck. See how we're on the back foot the entire time. We're still able to chip him down with our Mischiefs and our Needle Blast. So that is exactly what you're supposed to do with the Swarm of the East. So I am gonna watch this ad, but you guys don't have to. I'll cut it out. So I'll be back with you guys when that happens. All right, so we're back. We got our 10 coins. Did we complete the quest? No, that's 80 cards. We're gonna head into the shop, open our splendid book, and you know what? We're gonna upgrade this one again. So I'll cut out after the ad's over, of course. All right, so we've gone and upgraded our book. Now we're gonna open it up and see what we get. So let us see what's inside. We got Fel Flares, common. Not really looking for those. Oh yes, we got another Needle Blast. You guys know I'm looking for that. And then we also got Warfront Runners, and the last one is Windmakers for the Ironclad Union. I do use that card, so I'm quite pleased with how that pack opening turned out. And one last thing that we're going to do before I end this video, we're going to go and upgrade our Needle Blast. It's going to cost 80 coins because it is a rare card, but it's going to be worth it. So we got this upgrade. I'm hoping it will do 5 random damage, I'm thinking. Yeah, deal 5 damage, randomly spread out among enemies. So that is absolutely insane. We have an even better Needle Blast, and we got an even better Swarm deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, vote with your view, and it would be super if you would subscribe. See you guys next time.